What is going on, everyone? Hannibal here, and I want to talk about Grubhub and their really shady practice of listing restaurants who are not signed on to the platform to take orders. And I think it's a big problem that I'm surprised that it's still going on. Rewind all the way back to yesterday. I was doing my lunch run and I took an order to go to an Indian restaurant. I go to an Indian restaurant, I show them the order. They looked confused and basically was saying, hey, we can't take this order. I was explaining to them it's a card order. It was a Grubhub card order that I had to pay with a card. Explaining you have to pay with this card. And they still were like, no, that's not happening. And then I called support just to see what was exactly going on. And the customer service rep basically said, yeah, that restaurant is not signed on to Grubhub, so sometimes they will refuse to do the order. Apply, this was an interesting thing, apply to get compensated for the miles that you're driven. Which was a really terrible kind of shitty thing for Grubhub. Like, usually if this ever happened with a DoorDash or Uber Eats, you would get compensated for something, half pay, something. But I have to go apply, which I didn't bother to do because it was only 20 minutes out of my way, but it was still interesting. So I took some time to research a little bit, and I realized that this has been something that's been going on for quite a while, actually years.
Several local restaurants are upset with the food delivery app Grubhub, which they say has been selling their food to customers without their knowledge. They've been fighting to get it stopped and claim they were given the runaround.
M Street Baking Company in Howell is open for takeout during the pandemic. Like many restaurants, they were approached to join Grubhub for food delivery, but declined.
We found out that they were sending people in pretending to just be regular customers, but actually working for Grubhub.
And you think Grubhub is still doing this after 2019, 2020, and now 2021, that they're still listing restaurants that did not sign on to the platform. And I believe they've been getting sued for this as well. So I find it very, very interesting that they still continue with a very shady practice. If I was a restaurant owner and I did not sign up for Grubhub, I would be pissed off if someone came in basically advertising and showing my restaurant to a platform that I did not sign up for. They take the order, a driver comes in, collects the order that I made. That's why a lot of people are moving past the Grubhub and the DoorDash and Uber Eats and either getting their own delivery drivers, or they're finding other ways to use, they're trying to find other ways to get their food delivered without getting the massive 30% cut. So that's very disappointing in Grubhub. And I'm new to Grubhub. I only been doing it for a week. I still haven't really done it enough to really put a great review on it. But positive news for the driver front, at least for my market, Grubhub is a pretty strong app for the New York City, Brooklyn area. I can see why it takes a long time to get on the platform. I can see why people really, if you're in New York City, you like Grubhub, because I would say for the most part, most orders are not hitting below $8-9 for the most part. I have not had to decline as much as DoorDash, and I don't even touch Uber Eats anymore. So Grubhub is a pretty strong contender for drivers, where the drivers are getting paid a pretty decent amount. Some of their shady practices, yeah, we're drivers and we may not necessarily care about this, but we should care about how these platforms treat these restaurants, treat these small businesses, because if they're not happy, they will not be on the platform. That is less restaurants for us to take orders from. That's less restaurants that the customers can order from, and that will make us less money. They need to make sure that these restaurants are happy. That's why it's very important for us drivers that when we deal with restaurants and we're dealing with the employees or even dealing with the owners, whatever, to be as polite and professional as possible. Don't walk in there with your phone blasting to their face. Stop being impatient. Stop being rude. This is an ecosystem that we all have to be a part of to make the most money. So I was really surprised about that for Grubhub. And it's funny, it's not just Grubhub. Apparently Yelp do this. A lot of businesses just put restaurants who did not agree to be in their platform onto their website. It's very disruptive, or at least shady, very shady. So I don't know. That's my first interaction. I would like to know how to avoid that from ever happening. Like, can you figure out if is it only card orders? Should I just reject card orders? Because what happened if they not going to take the order? That I just wasted my time. That was the second card order that I ever had on Grubhub. The first one was pretty regular routine. I was able to pay with no problem. But maybe I just refuse card orders from in the future, so I'm not wasting my time and driving all the way to a place where the people at the restaurant are like, no, we're not going to take this order. So put in the comments below what you guys think about the situation that is still happening. I am very surprised, and I wonder if you guys are dealing with it, if you guys are more into the Grubhub game than I am. And I'll see you guys in the next video.